That's good chicken. Greetings, programs. I'm Jacko, and this is Gamification, my show where we can get together as fellow geekazoids and talk about all the things happening in the world of gaming, movies, animation, and what have you. So let's start at the first segment that I'm going to call New News. It's good news. We have 5 items on the news that I picked out for us this week. And we'll start with Star Trek IV. A new director, S.J. Clarkson, becomes the first female director in franchise's history. This is from Variety.com. Paramount, you know what, I'm going to put on my handy-dandy reading glasses first, because I've been having trouble seeing lately. Let's have a look. Yep. Still hideous. Alright, let's get into it. Paramount Pictures announced at CinemaCon in Las Vegas that it was planning a 4th movie with Chris Hemsworth, who appeared as Chris Pine's father in 2009 Star Trek. Zachary Quinto is also set to return. Paramount is developing another Star Trek film from J.J. Abrams and Quentin Tarantino, but sources say it's still being written and would come after the 4th movie. While details of Star Trek IV are vague, sources say a key plot point sees Pine's character running into his father, that's Hemsworth, in a time travel ploy. Doesn't that get old? JD Pine and Patrick McKay penned the screenplay. Abrams and Lindsay Weber will produce through Bad Robot Productions, and David Ellison and Dana Goldberg of Skydance Media will executive produce. Clarkson is best known for her work on the TV scene with shows such as Dexter, Bates Motel, Orange is the New Black, and Jessica Jones, and has recently directed a handful of episodes of Marvel Defenders. This is good. Another female doing a big geek franchise, which is fantastic, and because from what I've seen she's into this more dramatic stuff, but also with the Marvel things, she knows her way around a lot of... She's proven herself, I guess you could say, where she's done a lot of stuff that could actually help her give more colour, I guess, into the Star Trek reboot. News number 2. Snapchat AR games are under the title Snappables. This is from GamesIndustry.biz. Snap Inc.'s push into gaming continues apace with the launch of Snappables. There's a typo here. A series of mini-games for Snapchat. Snappables are augmented reality games that can be controlled in a variety of ways: touch, motion, and a particular focus of Snap's promotional video, facial expressions. A statement released by Snap Inc. said that the range would include multiplayer and score attack games, and confirmed that new Snappables games would be released every week. Awesome. The first time that Snapchat's potential as a gaming platform arrived in November last year. Shortly after, Tencent acquired a 12% stake in the company. Tencent's a pretty big mobile game developer, and for them to bring AR tech into this could prove interesting, I could say. I wouldn't have a clue. I don't use Snapchat. Sorry, guys. Sorry for you popular people out there. Awesome. AR getting more involved with the wider audience. That's fine. Getting the word out there, I guess you could say. News number 3. The mega superhero mashup is already breaking records. This is from the Hollywood Reporter. Disney and Marvel's Avengers Infinity War blasted off overseas Wednesday with a mighty opening day gross of $39 million from 21 markets. The film, placing number 1 everywhere, is already setting industry records in numerous territories. In South Korea, it landed the top opening day of all time with $6.5 million, while it secured the second biggest opening day in Australia, behind Star Wars The Force Awakens with $6.7 million. Tracking suggests it will open north of $225 million domestically, that's US, but many believe it has a shot of surpassing fellow Disney pick Star Wars The Force Awakens, which opened with the domestic of $248 million. To land the top North American opening in history, Disney has been conservative in sticking to $210 million plus. Infinity War has become ticket seller Fandango's number 3 movie of all time in terms of pre-sales. And that's number 1 and number 2 being Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, respectively, I believe. News number 3. Bumblebee movie is on the way. Here's for you Transformer fans. And it's opening December 1. Oh, this is from the Hollywood Reporter as well. This will be the first film in the franchise that isn't helmed by Michael Bay. Stepping into the director's chair is Travis Knight, the Leica stop-motion studio head who made his feature directorial debut with the Oscar-nominated Kubo and the Two Strings, which was a good movie too. Check that out if you like that kind of stuff. You know, like Nightmare Before Christmas, stop animation, claymation stuff. Bumblebee, which will team the title bot with Steinfeld, is Knight's first live-action feature as director. And the plot, there's a little bit of a plot synopsis saying, set in 1987, my birth year. Bumblebee centers on Charlie, who is on the cusp of turning 18 and trying to find her place in the world when she discovers Bumblebee, battle-scarred and broken. There you go. If you're into Transformers, get ready for that. Get ready for something a little bit different, probably. I only saw the first movie. I enjoyed it enough. Okay. News. What news number are we on? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, news number 5. Okay. George R.R. Martin. A new Game of Thrones book is coming. At last. This is from The Guardian. George R.R. Martin told fans recently that the long-awaited 6th volume of his Game of Thrones fantasy series, The Winds of Winter, would not be published this year. Oh, jeez. But soften the blow. Can anything soften the blow? But soften the blow by revealing that his imaginary history of the Targaryen family in Westeros would be released on the 20th of November. And the book is called Fire and Blood. And it is set 300 years before the events of A Song of Ice and Fire. And says publishers Bantam and Voyager will chronicle the Targaryen civil war that nearly ended their dynasty forever. In a post on his blog, Martin described the book as the G.R.R. Marillion, or the first half of it at least. That is to say, my version of Tolkien's mammoth History of Middle-earth. and revealed it ran to almost 1,000 manuscript pages. Jeez, that's a big read. He first mentioned the volume, the first of a planned 2 histories of Westeros last summer, saying at the time that he was not sure of it, or saying at the time that he was not sure if it or the Winter would be released first in 2018. So if he's not sure, maybe it will be out either early or mid next year, or even late. Anytime next year, we might be expecting Winter. But I'm just guessing. I'm just going by if he's saying he's not sure. Okay, that's it for the news. Let's go on to Game Chat. Working title. If you have a better title, let me know. I'd love to use it. But for the moment, let's just use this. Rumors abound. I got some news from PowerUpGaming.com about the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Things are not looking good. And by not good, I mean pretty bad, actually. Last year... So, back in 2015... I'll just give you a rundown, okay? Back in 2015, they revealed Final Fantasy 15. Final Fantasy VII Remake, right? They had that cinematic trailer. Then in 2016, I believe it was either Gamescom or Tokyo Game Show. Maybe it was even Paris Games Week, but I doubt it. Let me know. If you know, let me know. In 2017, some big drama went down where Square looked at the footage and they're like, sorry, CyberConnect 2, which was the company that was making the game. They said, sorry, CyberConnect 2, CC2, this isn't working. You're working too much and you've only produced so little, right? So Square decided, let's just take it back from outsourcing it and make it ourselves. And from what I've been hearing, there was a man called Dan Tsukasa in Japan. He works in the game industry, possibly even at Square. He made some comments on Reddit that he was saying, well, they didn't even incorporate... Square didn't even incorporate any of the previous CyberConnect 2 work. They scrapped it all, 2 years worth of it. And for game development, that's a long time of just putting in 13, 14 hour days into making something of this level, you know? So they're scrapping 2 years of work and they're gonna build it all up again, possibly in the Luminous engine or in the Unreal engine, which they have been prone to do lately. So Dan Tsukasa made some comments going, I know they outsourced to hell and back in order to get things to the point we saw them publicly. This is CyberConnect 2, sorry. And it still wasn't enough to save them. When questioned about his knowledge of the Final Fantasy VII Remake development cycle and whether he was simply speculating, Tsuka said, I'm not speculating though. I've worked with these people and know people working still at both Square and CC2. I'm explaining what happened from what I know. And then some other Reddit people were like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, it's the game industry in Tokyo. Square's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, development companies in Japan with games, so it's hard not to hear anything about it. And then he just goes on to say, well, I can't really prove anything, I can't back up anything without giving away sources. There was also, on this site, Only SP, they made, there was an announcement of a job listing. As Battle Planner, so they're asking for Battle Planner, you'll be working on the game's combat system, which acts as a combination of commands and actions with the added responsibility of designing enemies and bosses and setting up setting up parameters of the game's environments relative to the player's growth. So if they're setting up this whole, that's kind of like saying that's the foundation really of the game. You know, the cornerstone almost, like the building block. And if they're just putting out something like an advertisement for that now, you know, it's Final Fantasy VII Remake is still going to be years away. So don't get your hopes up of not even hearing anything at E3 this year. I also heard, or I saw something on Twitter, honestly. This is part of rumors. Voice actors for Kingdom Hearts 3 are speaking up more. I saw this in khinsider.com, and they report at Sobpar, a Twitter handle, sent a direct message to Chanel Gray on Instagram asking if she would be involved with Kingdom Hearts 3. While not expecting a reply, Chanel replied with a single word: yes. Chanel is like seen in Kingdom Hearts, blonde hair, she shoots lightning daggers. Also, I want to mention that James Woods spoke out recently saying that he was working on Kingdom Hearts, that's why he hasn't been online for a while. And I believe Quentin Flynn, hey, if I'm wrong, that's fine, but Quentin Flynn, who was Axel, red hair, he also said, yeah, he's been working on the Kingdom Hearts 3 localization. So, and if they're saying this, if they're openly saying, yeah, we can talk about that now, then I say it's close. Localization happens within the last year to 6 months of the development. So I want to be positive here and say Kingdom Hearts 3 could be coming out late this year. I could also be wrong. Don't get me wrong. With Square Enix, you never know. But if that, I'm saying again, if they're openly saying, sure, we can talk about it now because there's going to be more press events. They recently had the Union Cross event where they showed a trailer where you have a mini game in Kingdom Hearts, like they did with Final Fantasy 15, where they showed off the pinball game that was on iOS and Android, as well as in the main console game. I think it could be a serious shot that is coming out late 2018. Also, Polygon had some new screenshots of the new Shadow of the Tomb Raider game. Also, check that out on Polygon.com. Also, there's the new trailer of Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and people go into, hey, we got to go backstage and look at some of this stuff. Here's what we know about it. So go look that up. Now we'll go on to games out this week. We'll start off with Star Trek Adversaries, which is only in early access for PC. Mercenary Kings Reloaded Edition for the Switch. Flintlook for the Switch. There's some Xbox 360 backwards compatibility LucasArts games. I just got this from another site, so if it's just for 360, prove me wrong, that'd be great. But I believe it's on Xbox One with the Games Pass. So Lucasfilm's games like KOTOR 2, Republic Commando, Jedi Academy, Battlefront 1 and 2, some other games there as well. Go check that out for Xbox. Cosmic Star Heroine on the Vita. To Leave PS4. Frostpunk PC. The Swords of Ditto on PS4 and PC. Galgun 2 on PS4 and the Switch. Hang on a sec. Delicious water. Nectar of the gods. South Park, the Fractured Butthole, is on Switch now, and all of its expanded, like the DLC stuff, expansion pack stuff, that's all out on the Switch as well. The Invisible Hours on Xbox One. Emily Wants to Play 2 on the PS4 and Xbox One. Runestone Keeper, Xbox One. Baseball Mogul 2018 on the PC. Pirate Code on the PC, Firefighters The Simulation on the Switch, Devious Dungeon on the Vita and PS4, Earthlock on the PS4, Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Trilogy. So that's just 1, 2, and 3, not the extra stuff. That's on the Switch now. And you can also buy them separately. Gear.Club Unlimited on the Switch. Shantae Half Genie Hero on the Switch and PS4. And Yoton Valhalla Edition on the Switch. So that's out all this week. Now, I was going to do a game review, right? Because I do that every fortnight, usually. If you have games that you want me to talk about, let me know. Write into me. And I'll try and get onto it. The last couple of weeks I've been playing God of War on the PS4. And my goodness, that game is fantastic. I haven't finished yet. And I won't go into spoilers, so don't worry. But, oh, that's better. But, magnificent, gorgeous. The battle system's awesome. It took a little bit to get used to it because attack and defense on the shoulder buttons. Like you've got R1's light attack, R2's heavy attack. I'm 30 years old and my voice is still breaking. L1's like shield and stuff like that. And you got your combo buttons and whatnot. Yeah, fantastic. I can't recommend it enough. The story is really good. There's always this hint of mystery at every step. You're like, what's going to happen here? Who's this character? What's their agenda? Especially if you've played the previous God of War games, when you know a lot of shit goes down. With the camera pulled back onto the behind the shoulder, you get more intimacy and a bit more intensity with the battles. With the intimacy, getting into those kind of cutscenes parts with Kratos and Atreus, his son, where they try and communicate, but they can't always, and it's a very father and son story, but it's all about the masculinity. Like, come on, you've got time to be a man and whatnot like that, but also trying to understand that the kid's still got a lot of growing up to do. I wish I could put it into better words, but I'm just always still blown away by playing this game. The battle system is great. The enemies are interesting. There's a lot of repetition, but that's God of War. You know, it feels like God of War still. Because I played 1, 2, and 3. I didn't play the other ones though, but it still feels like God of War, as in it's real hack and slash. It's still brutal. There's still those, you can still button mash if you want. There's also a lot of lore in this game. Instead of just going, there's this character, there's that character. You can go around this hub kind of area, talk to people, find locations, and it'll give you more information in the dossier kind of thing. Like you go into like the kid's journal and he'll write down stuff. And it really kind of expands on that Norse mythology. And the way they talk about certain characters is like they're still living in that mystical time. Yeah, it's really interesting. So I'd love to go into more, but I can't. But it's just fantastic. If you've got a PlayStation 4, go play it. If you want to upgrade, get a PS4 Pro. Definitely worth playing God of War on that. So that's it for me today, guys. Thanks for sticking around for as long as you have. If you want to write in to me or talk to me about anything that's happened on the show today, you can follow me on my Twitter at Jackosaurus, or come join us at the Facebook group and chat with all of us. We're currently having a discussion on E3 predictions. So if you want to get on that, that'd be great. We can talk about all the things that are definitely going to happen, all the wacky predictions we could have. Who knows what, like Final Fantasy VII coming out this year? Yeah, sure. Or just email me, tell me if I've got something wrong or want to comment on any of the news that's out. Email me at thegamification@outlook.com. That's it again for me today, guys. Thank you. End of line.